Another avenue that people are using, well, this is frustrating. Hold on, I mean, we'll just cast the whole thing.
Yep.
Another avenue that people are using to gather buyers and leads is a home buyer seminar. And, okay, hold on.
I thought you were highlighting the calendar of events and training.
No, I'm on, of course, the reference tab in paperless, and so now, I wanted to show you that I have the home buyer roadmap uploaded in paperless. So that you can always print it out from the digital version of it. Okay, the printing out from these copies is no good. So, first of all, as a brand new agent, you know, we don't encourage the home buyer seminar on your own because you don't even know the process, right? I mean, it's really important to be able to be the expert, and there's a lot that a new agent wouldn't have seen. However, to partner with a new agent, you know, or a new agent partnering with a more seasoned agent, that's actually a great way to go, because you can get twice the exposure, you know, from everybody's different circles of influence and all of that, right? But the home buyer seminar is good. Again, you're marketing to the apartment communities, Don. You're marketing to people who may not have purchased before. You know, it's the youth buyers. So maybe you market it to bridal registries. You know, you go to the bridal shows, or you go to campuses or whatever. I mean, maybe you go to the campus market. I mean, it's just this is for primarily first-time home buyers, probably people who haven't been through this process before. The beauty of it is that you can also partner with a lender who will be happy to come and sign people up and get them pre-approved or on the road to pre-approval. So it's definitely a way to gather people you know are interested into the room and come off as the expert in the room and get these people in your database. The home buyer's roadmap is useful because it gives you the template for how to talk, okay? So even as a brand new agent, you have an idea of what the process is, you should. But this is a great template so that as far as conducting the seminar, it goes smoothly, you're not wandering from here to there to this point to that point. It gives you a really good sense of how to move forward with it. Once you get to section 2, get pre-approval for a loan, that's where the loan officer that you had partner with you and pay for the food steps in, and now they do their thing and they talk a little bit about these incentives that are going on right now. What do you need to do to buy a house? You know, things that you can do for your credit right now, whatever. And then you go back to the home buying process and what can be expected in the course of the process. So that's the seminar to a T, and you can kind of look through this to give you an idea of what should be included in the seminar. But I think the benefit too comes from the marketing of it. Again, you market, you plan it out several weeks in advance. You can call us, you say, hey, can I use the Northeast office for a seminar? Can I use the Lexington office for a seminar? Sure, we'll schedule it, we'll put it on the calendar. That's another reason that I want everybody to be looking at the calendar. Okay, because
Real quick, on number 3, what is the property tracker?
okay. The property tracker is, okay, on United Real Estate, the website, there is a thing supposed to be where you can sign up and be notified of properties as they come on board. You should be able to tell your properties. I actually tried this on United Real Estate, Columbia.com, and I was not able to do it. It went to a page that said it didn't exist. So right now, I've actually got Julia exploring our website. I'm like,
Okay.
click on everything,
I was
because
like, what?
I need to know what works and what doesn't work, because we have to know. So
Okay.
that's something that
Don't.
you could gloss over that
Okay.
briefly. Or if there are other ways, because of course we know we can do it through MLS. or you just give your website address,
Right,
right?
okay.
Because your website, KV Core, right, now they log into that, they can look through the MLS, you know what they're looking at. I think they can sign up for things on there too, right, where they can establish their preferences and we'll get some notifications, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, so there you go. So we just say, here's actually another great avenue, I'd like you to go straight to my website. You don't need to go to United Real Estate Columbia, just go straight to my website, right, because you're the expert. So anyway, what I wanted to show you was when you schedule a seminar, let's look at the calendar. So I'm clicking on the calendar and, look at this, Saturday, Homebuyer seminar. Alexis is having one tomorrow. Good job, Alexis. So that's the kind of thing that you're gonna see. So look for this. If you're interested in doing a Homebuyer seminar, check the calendar, see if anything has already been scheduled. And if not, give me a call, give Preston a call, give Joe a call, whoever it is that you know, whatever location, and we can get it on the calendar for you. Give yourself enough time to market it. This is where you definitely want to do an Evite or an Eventbrite thing where you create this event and you get them to put their name and their email in. And I'm thinking that, okay, bye James. I know Eventbrite has you put your name and email in when you, oh, I created an event here and it was just me. I just sent it to myself. But I created an event here and there's my attendee list, it's me. And it was a general admission ticket, it was free kind of thing. Evite is more if you wanna get RSVPs, but I don't think on the Evite it's asking anybody to type in an email address. It was just like for things, it's our name and how many people are coming, right?
Yeah.
So that's where Eventbrite is really the way to go. You see that,
You have to
Eventbrite.
make like I think you have to do like a login or something with Evite.
For Evite, well, yeah, there's a login. I mean, but again, I have not paid for anything on Evite. I didn't pay anything when I created this Eventbrite event. So, you know, to create an event on Eventbrite, literally, I mean, obviously my name is here, so I must have done the login and the password kind of deal. But I haven't paid anything.
But, okay, so on Eventbrite, don't you have to give them like who you're sending the thing to, or?
No, I did email this to myself, but I believe there's also a link, so you can link this to Facebook and Twitter.
Oh, okay.
So you
put
could link it
there.
to Facebook and put your page name, I guess, on there. This is where you might play with it a little bit before you do it. Because I know sending the email, I clicked right on it and I was able to RSVP and I gave my information and then it gave me my attendance list and all of that jazz. So if you can link it to Facebook and Twitter, then it will provide that link on your page. Then you boost your page or you do whatever you need to do and maybe copy that link and put it wherever you want. But, so I know that, we've had agents who've had success with this where they have an attendance list. You can go on here online, you have your laptop open or whatever, when people come in, you literally click that they're attending, you click that they've arrived. You can gather more information from them if you want, you know, but their email is in here. And you can follow up with them then later, people who didn't show, you can follow up, you know, hopefully, I mean, if somebody responded but then didn't come, you can follow up with them. But this actually allows you to gather contact information on these. So I think that's why Eventbrite is a little bit better than Evite for doing these types of events, for the follow-up. But when people get here, you have a packet for them, you know, not just the home buyers, you know, not just this home buyer's roadmap, but, you know, a packet of some information. Maybe the lender has a little bit of information to provide. Maybe you provide them a little bit of information about us, about yourself, about 10 things not to do when you're buying a house, you know, like don't buy a car or whatever. I mean, just these little things, the little tips about this and that. Have a little packet, have some place for them to write notes on, something that you provide to them and you're handing them physically. And so this just gathers people. And I think when they RSVP like this, there will be reminders that go out. And even though it's free, it still compels them to come. It feels more, oh, it's something I have to do that day, instead of, I should probably go to that open house. You know, I mean, so it does feel more formal in that regard. So the Homebuyer Seminar really can be a useful tool. You just have to make sure that you have the right knowledge. And I think everybody here has the right knowledge. You know, as a brand new agent, you'd want to partner with somebody. And you could just basically split the leads, or, you know, agree that if any of these leads came in, you'd work them together, that kind of thing, if that panned out. And if you think about it, whatever you might spend on a home buyer seminar, and honestly the food, hopefully you're getting paid for by the lender, at least splitting it with you. One deal is gonna more than pay for anything. And if you can get 10 people to come to the seminar and 1 or 2 buy a house, you're already ahead of the game. So.
What's been your experiences with them? Have you done a lot of them?
I haven't done them, but we've had agents, a couple of our agents, actually, is Camden still here? Camden, can you come here for a second? Sure. You're perfect for this.
Thank you.
Why, yes, I am.
Yes.
Why don't you talk about what you and your mom did with the home buyer seminar that you had, last year or something?
Yeah, it was January, February, somewhere in there.
Yeah, so Sherman's asking,
Just your experience.
these are successful ventures?
And Ernie and I have done a couple too. We partnered with a lender, and it is successful. You're going to be hitting a lot of people who are either first-time home buyers, but ideally, some of those people in the mix may have to sell before they buy. So if you can get 1 transaction, 2 transactions out of that, it's worth it. But marketing it before you do it is the big step. Obviously, you already mentioned Eventbrite, which is a great tool. It's very easy to use. It's easy to promote on Facebook and other media sites. We did a Facebook video. I think that's probably what you remember from when my mom did it. Oh, you don't remember that?
I do actually remember that. That was funny.
Yeah, we did. It was, my dad came up with the idea, but I was talking about what we were gonna to offer, and my mom was holding up cards and she was changing it, and it was gimmicky, but it went out everywhere and it put some money in the budget. We try to spend about $100 for marketing each one we do, and if you get one person off of that, it makes up the difference. But I mean, $20 works too, like whatever you, but I mean, put it out there on Facebook and push it out.
So where'd you put it on Facebook? You boosted it? You put the video on your business page and then boosted it.
Well, on the one with my mom, I put it on mine, she put it on hers, we both boosted it respectively. It went on to Instagram and
exactly, and we're all gonna be learning about Instagram on Tuesday, just saying.
which you can link your Instagram account to your Facebook so that when you post to one or the other, it posts to both. So it's just one step.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't
So-
realize that.
But you have to start with Instagram to get it to Facebook.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're probably not using your personal Instagram for that business, but I mean, or a mix of both if you post from one to the other.
Is there a business Instagram?
No, it's just kind of like you create a different persona.
Right, you create a different one. It's
Yeah.
just a separate one. Okay.
Yeah.
Have you gotten many leads out of your home buying, or?
Yeah, it's still kind of new. We're trying to do one monthly. I probably wouldn't do it more often than that. That might even be overkill. But I want to see, are there certain times of the year where we're getting more of those buyers, and then where am I going to want to concentrate my focus?
So people are RSVPing.
On Eventbrite.
You're getting their name and their email address.
And their phone number when you print out the roster.
They provide their phone number. I'm trying to remember what I
I think they
okay.
provide it, yeah. We do a gift card giveaway too to get that. We're like, hey, we're giving away a gift card. Whenever we have the winner, we'll be able to, contact you. I'm filling this out. Da, da, da.
So you gather some of their information when they get here.
Yeah, and turnout's about 50%. you might have 20 people show, or like reserve, but you'll get like 11 to 15 show up. That's just kind of the nature of the beast.
That's big.
It's good though.
That's a good,
50%
no,
turnout.
that's a good
Yeah.
turnout. That's,
So to use Eventbrite to, I think Sherman was alluding to, like to put a drawing in, or when people came and just got to fill out a ticket?
Yeah, Eventbrite, from the manage events tab, you can print out the roster or the sign-in sheet, and it just pulls all of the people who have registered and then goes ahead and puts all that information out for you. And I use that to check people in,
Oh,
and I'll write their phone number or whatever on it.
right, but in the event description, you can say, come learn about this, and 2 free gift cards will be given away, 2 gift cards or whatever. I mean, you could promote
Sure.
all of this stuff to
Absolutely.
see if that's anything that will interest people.
When you say you spend, a budget $100 marketing, what do you spend that money on? What do you-
Some of that is about half. That's the gift card. Give out the $25 or $50 gift card, and then the rest. A lot of that is Facebook marketing. We're boosting those posts because that is key. You want to make those impressions. You want to touch on those people, and it doesn't. That's just what our budget is for that, but it doesn't have to be that. But I mean, obviously, it's going to do better if you do something. Whatever you feel like is a sustainable amount for you to be able to do consistently, do so. And compared to other ways to get new buyers, it's pretty low cost, pretty good rate of investment. It's cheaper than mailings, really. If you do consistent mailings, and that's really more sellers than buyers anyway.
You can get a lot of information out of these buyers, out of these attendees. I'm going through, I created a test event. I just wanted to play with it.
And it's fun. It's
I
easy
sent
to
it to
use.
myself.
It's really easy to use.
And then I RSVP'd to myself, right? So I went to the order, and the free ticket was my free ticket. So the ticket buyer was me, general admission. And then there's this actions tab, so you can edit the information, and look at all the information that conceivably Eventbrite will save for you.
Yep.
So you got address, you got shipping address, which we don't need, but there's a place for their phone number, so all of this kind of stuff, and then you're gonna always have this list. I wonder if you can then export this or something, or put
I
it
haven't
into a
seen-
CSV.
You probably could do that. That might be more trouble than it's worth if you want
It
to
might
just
be.
put it into your whatever your give me your contacts.
Type it in there.
But oh dang it, there's something you were doing I was reminded of.
Tracking links, invite and promote.
Oh, you can also send out mass emails to promote it. So like to your attendees. So let's say that you have a time change, or you just want to remind everybody 3 days out, hey, don't forget, blah 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 blah. Or the day of, you can send those out from that hub. You'd be like email attendees. You just create the body and the text of the email and just send it all out real easy.
Camden, how long do you typically have these?
How long do they last?
How long, what has been your experience? How long have they lasted? Yeah.
I mean, it depends on when you're going to do one. Some people approach them by doing them on the weekends, like Saturday, 10 to 12 or something like that. Some people do them after work during the weekday. Obviously, if that's your route, I would suggest making it shorter, just because people are less likely to come to a 3-hour event on a Tuesday night. But if it was a Saturday at 10 to 1, that's no big deal, right? So just know your audience and think like, what would you like to do after work? Or whenever the time is. When are you likely to go? But-
In this Homebuyer guide, this is an NAR thing. This is where I got it. So it's online. It's also on paperless if you want to look at the original. But one of the things they're talking about is maybe even doing it at noon at a large company.
like a lunch and
Like if
learn
you could
thing.
get space in a company, not Blue Cross Blue Shield, but you know what I'm saying, something like that,
Right.
and talk. You wouldn't make it 3 hours,
No.
but you could make it an hour. You could try to really be concise, have a lot of stuff printed out, and say, this is what I have for you. I'm gonna go through the very basic, and if you have questions, I'm here. Here's my card, definitely give me a call. Maybe have a lender there as well, if anybody wants to.
To get information from them, make appointments to get pre-qualified.
I don't know, it's just, that feels more rushed to me, but it definitely is a different audience too.
We've done a
So-
compact version versus a longer version. The longer version, you do have time to meet with that lender, and then not everybody's going to want to meet with the lender, but there might be a handful of people that do. Obviously, if you're trying to make that hour, that's not realistic. Because I mean, total talk time, you're talking at least 45 minutes usually. And honestly, you're gonna pivot based on your audience. Like if you've got more sellers in this mix that need to sell before you buy, well then maybe you talk about market conditions and why it's a good time to sell. If this is more of a first-time buyer crowd, you kind of gauge the room and see what they know. Like, I mean, how much money do you need to buy a house? What do you put down? See what their knowledge base is, and then kind of
Right.
talk about that.
I think though that you need to gear the seminar
Oh no,
to something.
we have a template there,
Yeah, I mean,
but then you might go further into one direction or the other.
Yeah.
So
That's a good idea, when you said that, Legal Shield, we said we do Legal Shield, and one of our things was the lunch and learn meeting.
Mhm.
It was just lunch, you bring in pizza or whatever, like the lenders do, and you have a very short presentation, just about like what Legal Shield provides and blah, 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 and you're there for maybe 45 minutes, literally. And at the end of the 45 minutes or during the 45 minutes, you talk about the seminar itself. And tell people like, the seminar is gonna be held on this day. You get a lot more detailed information,
Oh,
blah, 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 blah,
that's
blah.
interesting too.
And
Another way to
kind of
market
Use that as a way to,
the seminar.
and then you could go to different companies and put it out there, and people kind of sign up. If you're interested to get more information, please leave me your name, email, and phone number. We'll send out the,
Link, that way you can
Yeah.
RSVP.
and I was just thinking,
That's a good idea
that's a
too.
good pickup.
Another way to
It's
market it.
Something quick, hit it, quick.
it kind of fits in with that model of tell them what you're going to say, say it, and then tell them what you said. Like
Yeah,
that's
Yeah.
Sherman, I feel like you got a question.
Yeah,
They went in front of them, like, here you go.
I was wondering with that, if you surveyed the people beforehand and asked them, what would you like to know, then you can kind of,
we do a Q&A at the end.
but I mean, I was thinking, if you ask them beforehand, I mean, granted, there'll always be questions and
Well,
answers.
you can either do SurveyMonkey, or you can. I think this has an option to do a survey as well. I might be thinking of SurveyMonkey. But there are other sites like SurveyMonkey where you create a survey, and then you could just as easily pull the emails from this, send it like a day or two afterwards, at like a quality kind of thing. Be like, overall, what was your impression of the seminar? What were some topics that you found useful? What were some topics that you wish had been included? Are there still questions, or what? Whatever it is, and you can even gear that towards a marketing by hiding a few questions like, are you still looking to buy a home in the next 6 months? Or like something like that, so you can pull those people, work on them a little bit faster.
This is interesting too. You can even have name badges
Yep.
that are created.
Can you do the survey from there, or am I thinking of SurveyMonkey?
I'm not seeing
Yeah, I
anywhere to
think
do a
it's
survey.
SurveyMonkey. Yeah.
But there's a badge, there's a check-in list that you can create.
That's what I use to.
Yeah,
To get
yeah,
everything.
so and I already checked myself into my
Good
test
for
event.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, I attended my event, so.
One of our events, we had only one person show up, which was, kind of deflating. But
Did
honestly,
they buy something? They had all the attention from you.
they did, and we didn't stand in front of them. We all sat down and
You
we're
said
like,
that, yeah.
yeah. And that's what I mean by pivot. Like if you don't get the crowd turnout that you want, and you've set like 25 chairs up in here expecting 25 people to be here, and then like 3 people show up, don't do that. Don't like sit those 3 people in the 25 chairs and stand in front of them and talk. Like that's not what you want. But it did work out because she was already pre-qualified. They were interested in buying. We're still working that lead now. So sometimes you only need one. Is my point.
One pays for it
Yeah.
10 times over anyway.
It does.
So
If you get one in every 6 months, and you do one a month. You've still paid for it and then some.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
yeah, absolutely.
And really, this is good for building your database more than anything, because you're going to be getting a lot of people who aren't quite ready yet. Maybe this is their first step. They don't really know anything about the process. Maybe they have some credit issues or something like that they need to work out, and they don't know where to start. So that lender, they're all over that, man. They know exactly what to say to get those people to take those initial steps and get them in where they need to be. Cause if they're not your lead now, maybe they're your lead 6 months from now, or a year from now. You just gotta stay in touch with them.
So anyway, read through this, again, I've got it on paperless, the whole thing in nice bright color, cause I got it off of the National Realtor site. So, it's good information, it's a lot though, so it's something that you can read and kind of mull over and see which parts of it will work for you, if you wanna do something like this. But between the open house and something like this, these are just two of the ways to gather leads that don't involve buying leads from Zillow or, you know what I mean, things like that. I think the personal touch, I think is always gonna win over the online stuff. I think everything has its place, but this feels more like something that you could parlay into a client for life, right? We don't want just a one deal, we want multiple deals in the end from that client as they buy and sell over time, so. The lifetime realtor, yeah. So, anyway, cause you need some Pampers.
Yeah, that's right. You told me.
Pampers and formula.
Yeah.
Pampers and
I
formula.
was here the other day and you
Dude.
told me you got one more on the way, is that right?
We're seeing,
You
we
might be
want
okay.
we want a total of 4. And I'm okay with that.
Y'all are 2 to 1 then, right?
Well, my oldest is 23, my daughter's 2, my son's 3 months yesterday. And I asked him last night, he eats so much, I said, you've never had a W-2, have you? He didn't answer, so. I'm good for
But he
him.
did smile at you, right?
He was
Did he
held,
smile?
he kind of frowned, actually, I said. But
See,
Suzanne,
who are you?
I appreciate you. This is informative, and I tell you,
Good. Well,
just
yeah.
testimonial. I've been in it 3 years, and I got my brother inspired to do real estate in DC, and I've halfway focused, but I'm not making millions. But every year my money's doubled. I said, God, if I did a little more focus, it might be a lot better. So
That's great.
you know, and like I said, it's just okay, following up, but it wasn't as consistent as this, and I want to do something different this year, especially since I got my baby brother doing it in DC. I know he's gonna kill it just with the price points up there. Just-
It's gotta be competitive, like you're saying, so,
It is
so
On
you
average,
gotta,
$300,000 homes.
Crazy.
Like the stuff that we look at down here, like the stress stuff, that's 250 up there, or
Right.
150. So,
Right.
but you know, I
Well,
do thank you for this training because
well,
it
good.
doesn't hurt as a veteran to
Well,
refocus your stuff.
it sounds like you might wanna come on Tuesday too, if you can, to the
Oh,
business
yeah,
planning. Did
I'm-
you RSVP for that
Yeah,
already?
RSVP for that, but I'm gonna,
Okay.
I'm going to, but I'm gonna come to that.
Okay,
as well.
I mean, it just sounds like you're kind of focused right now and you know what you wanna do, so that might be a good way to put numbers, to what you wanna do and give yourself something to shoot for.
That's
So-
the plan. I stopped playing, I go and,
Cause what's
Okay.
the difference between a dream and a goal?
Yes, we talked about it.
I love that.
Oh, tell me about it.
That
Oh,
was
yeah.
good. So as Camden pointed out, we keep hearing this at convention every, what's the difference between a dream and a goal?
procrastination.
A dream or goal is a dream with an accomplishment date.
And you got to
Yeah.
put, you
You don't
got
have
to
to
put
put
a date,
numbers
it's just a
to it.
dream.
But,
You put a date there, I'm gonna have this done by such and such, then it is a goal.
I tell you, that second child has created more of a focus.
well, I'm sure.
It's just like, whoa, it won't stop.
One more and you got to work.
This one wait. My children seem to wait